Hi, in this tutorial we're going to look at the classical ukulele method, and I'm going to start on page 8, which is where the exercises begin. So this is part 1, which is going to look at the open strings and fingerpicking technique. So we begin with the open third string, which is the C string, and that's also the lowest string on your ukulele if you're using a high G re-entrant tuning. And if you're not, that's fine too, but I am still going to start on the third string, so the C string. And before we rush into the exercises, we also need to look at the two rhythmical values that are going to be used in the first exercise. So we've got the crotchet or quarter note, and then we've got the minim or half note. So the important thing to remember is that 2 crotchets equal 1 minim. And it's quite handy to have the quarters and the halves, etc., because the fractions also make sense. So 2 quarter notes equal 1 half. Now the instruction for exercises 1 and 2. So both of these exercises use the thumb or P, which comes from the Spanish word pulgar. And I recommend these 3 steps as a way of practicing these exercises. So in step 1, the idea is to clap the rhythmic values of the notes before you play them and count out loud as you clap. So we're going to do that in a minute. And then in step 2, we play the notes, but sing or say the notes out loud as we play them. And then in step 3, we again play the notes, but this time counting out loud as we play the notes. Before we start, we're going to clap the rhythm. If we look at the time signature, there's 4 crotchet beats per bar. So I'm going to count in a bar of 4, and then I'm going to clap. And I'm hoping that you're going to clap along. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat that however many times you like until you feel comfortable. Now, step 2 is to play the notes, and as we play them, to sing or say the notes out loud. I suggest before you play it, you just look at the music and you can see very clearly that it's just that one C note throughout, isn't it? Okay. Now, if you want to improve your notation reading, this is a great opportunity to do that, because I've included both the notation and the tab. All right. So you know it's going to be the open third string. Okay. So what I suggest you do is to follow the notation. All right. Now we're going to use the thumb or P. And the idea is that when you pluck the string, it's a downward movement. Okay. You don't want this, because you can hear it's not a very nice sound. You want the string to be moving downwards, not outwards. Outwards creates that nasty, thin tone. Alright, so think of the thumb as moving down. Now I'm just resting my index finger on the second string and my middle finger on the first string. So they're just very lightly resting, but they act as stability for the hand. Okay, shall we try and play this? Now remember, we're doing step 2, so we've got to play the notes and sing or say them out loud as we play. But I'm going to count in a bar of 4 before we begin. So after 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 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 C. Repeat. C, 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 C. Okay, so it's pretty simple, straightforward exercise, but it's really important to play it slowly and to just be able to focus on that downward movement of the thumb. Now I do recommend using a metronome, and I have a really good metronome app that's on my phone and on my iPad, but I'm using both my phone and my iPad at the moment, so I can't use the metronome. So anyway, here we go. Now we've got to do step 3, which is to play the notes and count them out loud as we play them. So once again, I'll count in a bar of 4 and then we'll play the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move on to exercise 2. Now, as you can see, this is a slightly longer exercise. There's 4 bars. There's still the repeat sign. Okay, so we're going to play those 4 bars twice. Now, this time, if you glance your eye along, you'll see that it's also just the open C, so that's easy. We don't have to worry about changing any notes. But the rhythm is slightly trickier, isn't it? So before we play the notes, we're going to clap the rhythm. Okay, so I'll count in a bar of 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're going to move on now to step 2, where we play the notes and sing or say the notes out loud as we play after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 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 C. Repeat. C, 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 C. Now step 3, and this time we're going to play the notes and count out loud as we play them. So after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you remember to do the repeat. Notice how I'm also endeavouring to make the first beat stronger. Okay, so we get a little bit more effort on the first beat note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Think of it as a heavy beat. Let's move on to the second string. Now the open second string is called E. Okay. And you can see what it looks like with the notation, so do study that. And then we're going to move on to page 9, where we have exercise 3. Now, exercise 3, this time it's alternating thumb, which as I told you before is P, so remember that, and then the index finger, which is I. All right, so P, I, and it's pulgar, indices, thumb, index. You didn't know you were going to get the bonus of learning Spanish for no extra charge. Note the difference between using the thumb, which was a downward stroke, and using the index finger, which is going to be a stroke that comes up and into the palm of the hand. Okay, so the thumb is down and the index finger is up. Now, if you want more information on just the right hand plucking technique, then there are my 10 tutorials on right hand finger picking technique. So I'm not going to go into all the details in this video. This time we've got the 4 steps to understanding. So step 1, before playing the notes, clap the rhythm and count out loud as you clap. Step 2 is to play the notes and sing or say the notes out loud as you play. Step 3 is to play the notes and count out loud as you play. And step 4, and this is now going to become really important, is to play the notes and say the right hand or finger picking hand fingering out loud as you play. Before we have a go at exercise 3, it's really important to just take a few seconds to look at the music and just run your eye along the notes so that you can see the shape or the pattern that's beginning to emerge. And as you can see, that first bar, it's C, and then you've got E, and then it goes back to C. And I'm encouraging you to use the notation, all right? Second bar is exactly the same as the first bar, isn't it? C, E, and then C. And then in the third bar, a little bit of variation, because this time it's C, E, C, and back to E. And then the fourth bar is the same as bars 1 and 2, C, E, and C. Step 1, we're going to clap the notes before we play them. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I nearly messed up bar 3, but never mind. Now it might seem a little bit tedious to do the clapping at this stage, but it's a really important approach to learning, and it's one that if you start off with this approach, it will carry on as you progress into more difficult, complicated pieces. It's really important to get the basics right and to really, nail all these elements. Reading the notes, counting the rhythm, and using the correct fingers. So simple exercises are simple, but they're challenging in that if you don't do them correctly, there's really no point in doing them. Okay, so it's a little bit of discipline coming in, which is good. Now, step 2, sing or say the notes out loud as we play them. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, E, C. C, E, C. C, E, C. E, C, E, C. C, E, C. C, E, C. C, E, C. E, C, E, C. Step 3, we're going to play the notes and count out loud as we play them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now step 4, where we play the notes and say the right hand fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. P, I, P. P, I, P. P, I, P, I, P, I, P. P, I, P. P, I, P. P, I, P, I, P, I, P. You might like to write the rhythm in under exercise 1 and 2. The counting is really important, and it's a little bit laborious at this stage, but the benefit of doing it right from the beginning is that gradually you'll develop your own inbuilt metronome, so that instead of having to actually physically count the notes, you begin to feel the rhythms, which is what we're aiming for. Let's move on, and as you can see, there's my Ukulele Skills Toolkit Checkpoint 1 with the answers on page 60. So it's important to do these checkpoints. They're not trying to catch you out, they're just trying to help you see your learning progression and areas that you might need to work on. All right, so the first question is, what is the open third string called? I'm not going to tell you the answer. What is the open second string called? Which digit is indicated by the letter P? Which digit is indicated by the letter I? What is the value of a crotchet? And what is the value of a minim? Okay, good luck with those exercises, and I will pick it up from that point in the next tutorial.